Welcome to Living Chassidus. Together, let's live the Chassidus we learn.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Chassidus in the morning. 15 minutes to change our lives. Look at this Beshalach. It's going to be a little short this week because we did the first man before this. I want to give a big shout out to Adina Lapine for organizing the Shiurim online, making them accessible, and working so hard in the back end to do all the little things that need to get done to make these Shiurim possible. Really, a big shakayach. Okay. Pasha Beshalach. Let's just jump into it. So when the Yidden left Mitzrayim, those two wars they encountered on the way, two battles they had. One of them was, of course, the Mitzrayim by Krish Yamsuf, and the other one was Amalek. We're going to discuss Amalek a little bit. When left from Mitzrayim to Har Sinai to receive the Torah, on the way, there are two wars. Milchama in Paroah, and Milchama in Amalek. War with Paroah and the war with Amalek. The Pasha Shavu Mesaper HaTorah al Tzivui HaKadosh Baruch Hu Ketzad Yisnagu B'nei Yisrael B'Milchama Zeh. In this Parsha, we talk about Hashem telling the Yidden how they should behave by these wars. When it comes to the war with Paroah, what's the command? Hashem yilachem lachem. Hashem says with Paroah, in Paroah's voice, says, I'm going to fight for you. And you'll be good. In regards to Amalek, the war, say yilachem Amalek, go fight with Amalek. Very interesting. Two wars, two similar enemies, seemingly. One of them, Hashem says, I'm going to take care of it. The other one says, I want you to take care of it. Why? When Amalek, it's a physical war. They actually go to war. With Mitzrayim, as we know, the Yidden didn't fight. They just went into the water. The Mitzrayim chased them, got into the water, and they got all destroyed. So it's interesting why on one of them, Hashem did all the work for them. But by Amalek, we had to do all the work. What's going on over here? So what's the difference? I have the bein shtei milchamesus. The difference in these two wars. Paroah haya me'achar b'nei Yisrael. Paroah was behind the Yidden. Who lo amad bein b'nei Yisrael lebein Har Sinai. Paroah wasn't standing in the way of the Yidden going to Har Sinai. He was standing behind them. Kiim bein b'nei Yisrael lebein hadaga shenech mitzayim. He was standing in the way of back in Egypt and the food they're going to eat in Egypt. He was trying to schlep them back to Egypt, but he wasn't between them and Har Sinai. The achlu esacholav be'eretz, and drink the milk in the land. Meaning, Paroah was a Paroah mentality, Mitzrayim mentality. That's what he was trying to shove them back. It's his Mitzrayim mentality. Paroah tzak shelo yiten lahem it's a toiv eretz Mitzrayim. Paroah complained, don't give them the good of Mitzrayim. Elim kain yiyu avadav, unless they're going to come back to your servants. He says, hey, Mitzrayim is good. We have, it's like in a bad relationship, or you have like a, bad work environment, and it's not working out, and they keep on trying to convince you to stay, and they're like, if you come and stay, you'll go get your pay. It's like I'm meant to get paid. It's like a bad environment. This is Paroah. He's trying to tell the Yidden, you have to come back, and you're going to get food. I'm going to take care of you, and you're going to have your health insurance covered, and you can have all these things, even though you're living in this bad environment. But he didn't stand in the way of the Yidden Matan Torah. He wasn't stopping them from going to Matan Torah as much as he wanted them back in Mitzrayim. And therefore, the way the war happened, because it wasn't getting in the way of going to Matan Torah, Hashem said, I'll take care of it. You're good. Trying to drag you back, I'll take care of that. In contrast, Amalek was standing between the Yid and Har Sinai. There's Yid and Har Sinai, there's Amalek in the middle, getting in the way. I'm not talking about it's Mitzrayim, going back to Mitzrayim, which is a land that has all these good things, or going to Eretz Yisrael has all these good things. The Yidden are in the desert, and in the desert, the Amalek comes into that desert to destroy the Yidden and try to get in the way of the Yidden, going receiving Matan Har Sinai in the desert. There's not a special place. Kafi Shamar Azal, Masbirim Medrash Tanchuma explain the Medrash Tanchuma al ha'uvda shatay nisno midbar, on the proof that tells you in the desert, and Amalek was getting in the way, meaning, it seems like the Rebbe is saying that the Yidden weren't even in a good place. It wasn't like they're going to go back to Mitzrayim or go to Eretz Yisrael, which is a nice place. Amalek is fighting them in the desert. There's nothing there, nothing going on, and they're just like dafkaniks. B'shah sheyesh meneo ma'akev. When you have something getting in the way of you receiving the Torah, even though the voice might be the voice of Yaakov, and the hands are the hands of Esav, meaning the hands are connected to Esav. Like it says, like it says about Esav, by your sword you will live. Being that there's something getting in the way of you receiving the Torah, therefore we have to go all the ways possible and to make sure to connect to the Torah. So meaning, when it comes to Torah, this is sort of the point that I was saying, that when it comes to the Torah situation, then the Amalek in the way, so we got to do whatever we can to get there. And we're going to push us our way through. And that's why there was a physical war with Amalek. Why? The war, don't mistakenly think that the war by Mitzrayim, Hashem took care of it, whereas by Amalek, we had to put all the effort. Sure, we had to go out to the physical war, but it wasn't that it wasn't my power that makes it, wasn't the strength of the Yid and made it possible for them to win the war. But as we're coming from Hashem's war, Mishum she'ein Hashem shalem v'ein akisei shalem ad sheyimche zaresh al Malek, because Hashem's name won't be complete and his chair, meaning and his seat of power, won't be complete until we get rid of Amalek. The war with Amalek, even though it's a physical war, is coming from a spiritual place. That's what it's saying. The war with Amalek wasn't a physical war only, whereas Mitzrayim was a war that Hashem took care of only. Even Amalek was a war with Hashem helping us. It was only the reason why we had to go out to wage war, because Amalek, the Amalek was getting in the way of Matan Torah. And it was meaning that the war with Amalek was a deep idea. It wasn't just a physical, they're in the way. For some reason Hashem decided if it's going forward, then we have to fight. If it's going backwards, Hashem will take care of it. No, it was that Amalek represented something that needed to be fought by us. And that's what he's saying. And now we have, and of course we're going to discuss Amalek within us, and we have Mitzrayim within us. And sometimes Mitzrayim within us, it gets helped by Hashem. Where Amalek within us, we have to work on ourselves. Let's see. Biglal ha'uvda shamilchama im Amalek hoisa mishum kabbalah satira, because the proof being that the war with Amalek was because we're trying to receive the Torah. Hoisa milchama, I'll call pratel, the war with all its details, kushura b'Moshe Rabbeinu, very much connected with Moshe Rabbeinu. Misha kibel Torah Sinai, Moshe Rabbeinu, which he's the one that's receiving Torah from Sinai. That's why you had Moshe Rabbeinu very much involved in this war. Hamilchama nav'a mi Moshe. The war sort of stemmed from Moshe. Moshe said, Bachar, choose for yourself strong men, but say lachem and go wage war with Amalek. It was Moshe Rabbeinu that said this. And the war began with the davening, the prayer of Moshe. And it was done through the people of Moshe. Like it says in Chassidus Agabe Apostle, Bachar lanu anashim, choose for us people, Anshe Moshe. And the war was won through Yeshua, which was Moshe's servant. Moshe's he's a secretary, a better word for it. But What we're showing here is not just the war with Amalek was a physical war. We had to go out, and of course it was a war of Hashem. It wasn't just a war, just physically, and that's it. That's because getting in the way of Torah and Amalek getting in the way. But even more, they also have a Moshe. There's an aspect of Moshe in this war. That's very. Moshe chooses the people, and the one who wins the war is Yeshua, which is Moshe's right-hand man. So we see another aspect of it is that it's connected to Moshe. Yud base. B'nei Yisrael b'milchamas Amalek haya l'mayl min hateva. Now, of course, we have to realize that the war with Amalek was a war that was above nation. Like it says in Yishalmi, really Amalek was meant to win the war. Amalek they had like kshafan, and had such strong people. Had these special strong people, that special forces versus some slaves coming out of Egypt. Nevertheless, we won. Because when you got to war with the power of Torah, like we said, they'll be to the people of Moshe. Because everyone that went to war, they didn't go thinking that, I'm so strong, that's why he chose me. They understood that we're connected to Torah, and it's all about the Torah, and we're fighting the war of Torah. And going with the shlichus and the power of Torah, that caused us to be able to win this victory. So we're seeing here another aspect, not just the war was a physical war, not just it was coming from, even though it was coming from Hashem, very much connected with Moshe, and this war was something that was miraculous. And the reason why we won, because the people weren't the strongest people necessarily, and for sure they weren't strong enough to beat Amalek, but they were going with the power of Torah. Yud Gimel. Mitzvahs Zicheres Amalek hi kechol b'chol yom. Now let's start bringing this down a little bit. The mitzvah of remembering Amalek applies every day. We say this one of the Sheish Zicheres, one of the 6 remembrances, we should say every day. So therefore, again, we this is a classic that we keep on coming up with and seeing. The Rebbe is telling us that this idea of what we're talking about in Amalek also applies to us in our Amalek daily. And again, a reminder that we keep on seeing, and the Rebbe is trying to implant within us this idea, this hanacha, this axiom. When you're learning Torah, you have to ask yourself, how am I meant to learn Hiroi and Avodas Hashem? How am I meant to help me serve Hashem better, connect myself more to Torah mitzvahs, and be more connected and do the right thing? So let's see. So we're lucky enough that we get to, when you learn a sikha, the Rebbe tells you. But the next stage in the process that we ourselves, when we're learning, we should see it, we should think about it that way. We should say, I wonder what this, and even if you don't have an answer, but at least you look at the Torah not as a history book, as Rebbe said in other places, not just something that was like the past or Torah's nitzchus. So you look at it and say, I wonder what this means to me. You already approach it from a different angle. Lagabe Amalek Nema, and God's Amalek says Asher Karcha. Says it really literally means like they cut you off. Who tzinain is bnei Yisrael, but the deep meaning meant that it cold. Karcha cold. It cooled it down. It's bnei Yisrael. His love vusam l'kabbalas Torah, from their love to receive the Torah, and that's what they're coming to do. The Yidden are going to receive the Torah, and Amalek comes and start cooling you down. Relax, Torah is not so special. We were so excited. We're finally leaving Mitzrayim. We're finally going to go to Har Sinai and receive the Torah. His lavos. This excitement also affected the world. As the marshal of like a bathtub that's boiling, like it says in the Medrash. Everyone saw this burning flame and fire of the Yidden, all excited. And then we're all excited. Amalek came, the Thailand Bnei Yisrael. He put some ice cubes into the fire and to cool it down. From our excitement to receive the Torah. So Amalek, and as we're going to continue tomorrow, which we're going to finish it off. Yes, we're going to finish it off. So we have to realize the Amalek within us is something that cools us off. Meaning, and you think about it for yourself, there's many ways you can apply it. But one of the simple ways is when we do something good and we put it down. I'm not that good. It's not that good. Or let's say we learn something we haven't learned in a while. Or we do something. We daven. We haven't davened in 6 months. L'mashal. Let's say we haven't davened in a while. And we get one day, we get the oomph and we daven. What does Amalek do? And you feel good. You daven and you feel in the neshama. It's like, it feels good. Baruch Hashem, feels good davening. So that's the natural good reaction. That's the nefesh lekis reaction. Baruch Hashem, I daven. It feels good. It's Hashem tomorrow. I'll do it again. Amalek comes and says, "What are you getting so excited? You davened? You haven't davened forever. You finally davened. It's about time you davened. What are you getting so excited about? Relax. Nothing special. Yeah, and you can, we have to all think to ourselves and apply to ourselves what's an example of Amalek within us, but it's that cools us up, puts it down. I'm excited for Shabbos. We're so excited. Shabbos is not that special. And Allah, you can use it out in many examples. So we have to find the Amalek within us. And we have to, as we're going to learn tomorrow, figure out how to deal with this Amalek. Have an amazing day, everybody.
Thank you.